Yo, bye.
Bye, girl.
Whew. It was a lot going on.
Y'all give it up for the vocals from his ma'am, Miss Sophia Johnson. That's gonna be in my head probably.
Look, my
Oh,
dad is calling me. Oh.
that was a lot to unpack. This episode, man. Man, it's a lot to unpack, and I think why it's a lot to unpack too is because of the fact that this episode here, I really resonated with Kanice. When I say I resonated with Kanice on this one, I really did. As far as like her, she was pretty much allowing the devil to question herself. Like, am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Will I keep this job? I went through a season of that. Like, dang, is I'm good enough? Is I'm doing enough? Like, you know what I'm saying? When she said that outside of being a student, it's like, what is my identity? It's like a mother with children. It's like, okay, besides me being a mother, who am I? You know, besides me being a father, who am I? Besides me being a doctor, who am I? Like, what is the core of me? Like, where do I in everyday life? You know, even amongst everybody else, but even in that alone time, who am I? So yeah, that definitely resonated with me. And also it was also a reminder to stop doubting Jesus, because Angel was like, girl, your man got a good job, you doing great. I mean, you see Kanice then graduated in the top of her class. She's sitting in the, you know, in top 10 in the front row. So it's like, girl, you doing great. Like, you well on your way. What's the sense to doubt yourself now? Yeah.
And it goes back to what you said earlier about another clip when you said that when Angel is over there spazzing out, Kanice is like, hey. And then when Kanice is spazzing out, Angel is like, hey. Like, you tripping. Like, that man ain't finna leave you. What you talking about? He already working in his field and y'all ain't even graduated yet.
Exactly.
So what you talk about? Like, come all the way down.
All the way lined up. Like, he got his priorities together.
Yeah, like he's already, things are well on their way. Because I don't think that just based off of like how Alex is meticulous, he's like meticulous, and he's not that guy that's gonna just move off of just emotions. He has a plan. The master's
plan. Yeah. The master's plan.
And even though they have not lived righteous lives. They have not lived in the most holy of ways. Even though they know, you can tell, because they're continuously saying God got you, Jesus got you. They know the right things to do right now. They know the right thing, but they're not actually moving in the right things. But Kanice comes back and say, I don't want to move with him. I don't want to move in with him until we're married. She's like, because I almost feel like in the back of her head, she's like, I did all this other stuff, but this is the one thing I want to do right.
Right. And I love that about her, because this is not to knock anybody that has, you know, as they call it, shacking or whatnot, because I mean, things happen, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes things do work out for the better. But it's like you said, it's sometimes it's like, you know, how when me and you, we was off script, like certain things I do, God's gonna be like, but certain other people do, it's just like a walk in the park. But you can't, that's why you can't compare yourself to other people's lives. So me saying that, let me go ahead and dip off into something else, because I wrote it down for season 1, episode 5, and I forgot to say it. But what I was going to say was, sometimes when we see our friends happy, we tend to think that we should be doing the same thing too. So let me break it down for you. This is a part of my testimony. So it was a point in time where it was me, another friend, a homegirl, and a homeboy. And another homegirl. We was all getting engaged at the same time. I'm talking about, when I think about it, it was so scary. It's so scary to me. Here it is. Because when everybody did this, it was as if like you know how you will see your other friend happy. You're like, man, I want to be happy. I want to be with somebody. So you trying to rush things. You trying to get into a relationship, but see, that's opening you up to all kind of stuff because it's like what it, again goes back to what you giving access to. So okay, now it's like everybody getting engaged, everybody happy, but we really wasn't happy. Like you know what I'm saying? This friend so,
come on.
Going through something, this friend going through something, this friend going through something, I'm going through something in my relationship. Boom, next thing you know, everybody started getting unengaged. You know what I'm saying? You can't live off of your other friends' happiness. You can't do that. And I don't mean to say like, you know, when your friends got something going on that you shouldn't be happy, but don't feel as though what they got going
you
on.
have to do it too.
You have to do it too.
Because
God.
you may not even be mature enough to go where they going.
Exactly. The timing could be off. You know what I'm saying? The way they being prepared is probably different from your preparedness.
That's just like when we be like, well, they still smoking and cussing. Why I can't do it?
Do it right.
Because
that's not
why you worried about them?
Right.
I'm telling you to stop smoking and cussing.
Yeah. This is my plan for you. Don't worry about what they got going
Your
on.
prepared readiness is different from their prepared readiness.
Woo. And you wondering why you can't get further along. You trying to prolong your process. Go ahead and just stop. Go ahead and just do what you was told to do by God.
Listen, and that, and then it was another thing. The part when Angel was like, "Well, I'm not you," and this will give us a chance to catch up.
Right.
This reminded me of
went over that. Oh my God.
Listen, this reminded me of Ariel Fritz. I don't know if y'all know who she is, but she's a TikTok influencer. Like she's from Canada, but she does these videos where God is basically telling her, "Nope, that's not your husband. He's not the one." And she looks up at him and she's like, "I'm gonna find out for myself." And then she walks off, and then she come back later, and she been fighting because he was trying to make her have sex with him, and she wanted to, so she had to run from his house barefooted. And so, and I'm sitting here as I was listening to it, I was like, this is what I wrote down. I wrote down, Angel is glutton for punishment. And then I wrote down soul ties, because some kind of way there, y'all have an ungodly relationship. She's manipulative, deceiving, and all these things. You have a soul tie with her, so much so that you're oblivious to the fact that she's no good to you. Like the friendship is so good. Right. But you can't even, you blind. Because remember you said earlier, well, Kanice said in the earlier part, she said, when you in love, you can't see past your own face. Like you can't see.
Because you're too busy in it. And you so
all
much
for the sake of friendship.
All for the sake of love too. Because what was it she said? Oh no, well she was saying, oh yeah, but she was like, but I love him though, or something like that. She said
it should account for something, right?
It should account for something. For something. That's just a part of it though. Because I wrote down love is not the only thing that will sustain a relationship, let alone a marriage. Oof. Yeah, that was deep.
So much more that goes in there.
It's so much more than just love. Like, and then also was the fact that, why is y'all just telling me now? My family done told me this. You telling me this. You got to take heed to that. What is the warning signs that your family and your friend is seeing that you're not seeing?
Do you need to have a road to Damascus moment? Because it sounds like that's where you're headed.
No, seriously. Because if you want to just fly off the conversation with your friend, and you don't want to talk about it, maybe you need to get some alone time and really journal out what's going on. Really look at this thing on paper so you can get it through your head and to see really what's going on here. Why are they telling me these things?
How crazy you looking right now.
Yeah, no.
Could you look a little crazy, friend?
I'm going to zip that. I'm going to zip it.
You're looking a little cray-cray right this second. Just a little bit.
No, for real.
And then the tone of Shana, like, you can't catch that Shana tone change when you said
Oh
you moving in with
God.
Frederick. She's like, you moving in with Frederick. And then you ain't had nothing else going on when you first called me. And now you rushing
Right.
off the phone
Uh-huh.
after you hear, I love that man. Okay, well, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Uh-huh. But you called as if like
You
you
had
really
so
wanted
much
to
to
have
talk
some
about.
Hello.
But there's also something that I was saying. Okay, when I put down Angel's blood for punishment, she's missing every sign. She's missing it. The Lord is like protecting her, and we do this. And this is when it goes into permissive and perfect will. So permissive will. So the Lord is like, okay, I'll give you permission to go through that trial and tribulation that you was never supposed to go through.
Ooh.
Because when you come back, you're going to be like, well, God, why you let me do that? And the Lord is going to be like, because you wanted to do it. Let's go back to the night that you begged me to let you do it.
Ooh.
Don't he take you back? He takes you back to the conversation.
Please for that.
You turn a want into a need.
Mm-hmm. Be careful what you beg God for.
You wanted it, but you didn't need it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, for real. And it's also the fact too, when you said that Angel was driving herself to punishment, Angel opened up her mouth so fast and offered Shana a spot in her home. Like, girl, oh, you can come live with me. Girl, she didn't even ask you nothing about none of that. She didn't even ask you that.
Literally just opened the door wide up, gave
Open
full
the door.
access.
About shoot. She unlocked the door. She
Lit
grabbed
up the windows.
Grabbed the door stopper, let the door stopper underneath the door, and just had the door open.
She's a glutton for punishment.
Look, Shana ain't even came to the darn doorstep yet, and she got the door open like that. Just open. Then another thing too is the fact that when I think it was Angel, she no Kanice, she said she wanted to sleep on it.
Oh yeah.
I really do sometimes think that, like, when it comes to your mind being cloudy, it really is the devil at play. When your mind is cloudy, you really can't.
Because God is not an author of confusion, so that confusion is
Yeah. So it's like it's good to sleep on it because I don't know about anybody else. But comments, let me know below because I know sometimes when I give me a good nap or a good overnight sleep and I wake up, I'm able to think
be refreshed. Yes.
So much clearly. I'm like, oh, okay. I see that now. Or, oh, I didn't see that, but I do see that.
Don't make any rash decisions.
No rash decisions. Sometimes we feeling so like we gotta be quick to give an answer to people. Like
it goes right back to James 1:19-20.
Yeah. No, really.
It goes right back to that. She was so cool. And then overextending yourself. Because see, that's why I said earlier, I said we can't just put this all on Shana because Angel was doing little dumb stuff too.
Yeah.
It goes back. I'm a woman who has spent my life helping others at the expense of my own happiness. All for the sake of friendship.
All for the sake of friendship.
But is it really friendship or is it codependency?
Ooh, there we go. Talk about it.
That's where the soul tie came in it. Because you can have it romantically or platonically.
Exactly. Yep. That's exactly where that stems from.
Oh my God, that ungodly connection. What happens when what God did bring together? Because remember, you said it could have been some jealousy because you feel like you got to do what your friends doing and all of that stuff like that. What if it started out as truly something that was pure? But somewhere down the line, there was a door, a window, a door, a foothold, whatever left open for
Yeah.
the enemy to have access. And now what was pure has been tarnished.
Mm.
And the Lord knows it. So he's trying to get you to separate, but you keep coming back. You a glutton for punishment. You just love being punished.
Mm.
You love it.
You
You eat
love
it
the
up.
consequences. You come on for the people. Eat it up. Eat it up. You gotta stop doing that. But I also too love the fact of how when Kanice was talking about how she just don't want to move right in with Alex, and she like, because that will mean me jumping right into wife mode.
Because what if she did that and then he just be like, well, she doing all this already. I ain't even got to marry her yet. I can wait another 10 years.
There you go. There you go. Stop doing wifely duties to dudes that ain't even married you yet. Because now, like you said, he feel like, okay, well, what I need to put a ring on it for? Girl, you finna make me throw this journal.
Because
I'm not lying.
literally,
I see a lot of young women do that. Literally, like don't have no ring, nothing. They doing every single thing, and the dude is just.
and the thing about it is, we were created to be a helpmate, right? We were
Right.
created to be a wife, so we are a wife in waiting. But that doesn't mean that every Tom, Dick, and Harry that come into our life is our husband.
Mm-hmm.
Because of just spend time with the Lord. Let the Lord lead and guide you. And it's not about you chasing the man, but God has already created him for you. When it is time, I promise you, he when he walk into your life, you gonna know without a shadow of doubt that it's him.
Yeah.
You're gonna know.
And I hear a lot of people say that. And I mean, I feel like that is true because it's like, you know when something is good for you and you know what it feels like when something is not good.
Even when you want to suppress it and be like, nah. Like how Angel was doing. She knew, but at the same time, she was just she had blinders on to everything that was going on around her.
It's like she had a one-track mind. Really. And it wasn't no loopholes. Like I'm telling you, the way she just
abandonment, rejection would cause you to stay attached to things that is really sucking you dry. Causing you to, like, I see, like literally sucking the life out of you. It's sucking the life out of you. But you so caught up in it that you don't realize, because you're trying to catch your breath and you're trying to figure out where it's coming from, but you don't realize is what's causing you to lose your breath is standing right next to you. And you're like, what's going on?
Why I feel like that?
It's what you're connected to.
What you connected to.
That's why you can't just pick. I'm learning more and more that I have to allow the Lord to bring the connections. I can't do it because sometimes I've been a little clouded.
Yeah, no, for sure. Amen.
Because I may, so somebody had asked me a while back, like, why do you think she kept dating people like that? Or why do you think he kept dating people like that? Because sometimes the patterns, like how you move, like if we're not totally dealing with, like I spoke earlier, if we're not dealing with those things and getting to the root of the problem, which a lot of time has a lot to do with rejection, abandonment,
codependency.
Yes. And so we have to deal with all that stuff. And so Angel hadn't dealt with that stuff.
Yeah.
Because she was just going with the flow, basically. And she didn't want to be alone.
Right. Yeah. Basically. Because it almost seems as if like Angel was rushing it with Frederick.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Yeah. Let's move in together.
Like they probably fell in love, but it's what happens when falling too deep too fast. Okay.
I'm telling you, it makes a full circle. It makes a full circle a way around.
Yeah.
And then not only that, I want to piggyback off of something too when like Kanice and Angel was talking, and it was as if like Angel pushed a little bit. She ain't pushed far enough because she know Angel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Angel didn't push far enough because she know Kanice, right?
Yeah.
What I mean by that is that when she was like, "Oh, you should just go ahead and get married. Like it ain't nothing but like a few months away," and she like,
Yeah, you
"No,
can go ahead and move in with him. And Kanice is like, nah.
yeah." Like, no, that's not what I want to do. Like, I'm glad she stuck to her guns because this gonna free somebody. Sometimes, even as young women or even as young men, you feel obliged to go ahead and marry someone, move in with this person, all because of the strength of what your family and friends are saying.
Mm.
They saying, "Oh, he's a good guy. She's a nice woman. Y'all make beautiful kids. Y'all should go ahead and get married. Whoop-de-doo." But not knowing that sometimes this really is a God timing thing. Like, don't push me, don't force me, don't make me feel obliged. Like, okay, now you question yourself, is I'm missing something? Should I be looking at this person that way, or should I not be looking at this person?
Because what if that's not even my spouse?
What if that's not even my spouse?
Because I had a conversation with someone on the other podcast that I have, the Core 366, and we've been talking about wives and waiting. And she said that her first marriage, she got married because everybody else said that she should marry him.
My God.
And she said that was a mistake. She was like, that was not my husband. But because everybody else kept saying he was, she went with that. They both went with it. And she said
so
it was
like the same way too. So he felt the same way too, that maybe they shouldn't have did.
Yeah. Well, they got a divorce, of course, but yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, do you remember how long like they stayed together?
It wasn't long.
It wasn't long. Figure that. Dang.
Yeah.
Glory be to God. And the fact that they was on one page with one another, that's crazy. Basically.
The pressure. The pressure.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for. The pressure to, okay, go ahead. Y'all should get married. Like, no. Ooh, man. Look. Parking around my driveway again. We're going to get off of that note, though.
Well, we're going to go ahead and jump into the next scene, the next episode.
And then, hold on, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
I want to also talk about the fact that when what's name was like, well, history shows different.
Baby, and Angel was like, say what now? What you say?
For real. Like, sometimes you really do have to look back over your life, though, and really notice the patterns that's going on so you can be able to interrupt it.
But the thing about, she was giving some good advice to other people, but she wasn't
taking her on.
Honey, it was going to one ear and bouncing right back out. Because she was like, you had a one night, what? You did what now? What?
And I ain't trying to be funny. That was a red flag, but I'm going to be quiet.
Girl.
Ooh, let me be quiet.
You ready?
Y'all ready.